Welcome back, everyone, to my Mega Man 2 Let's Play. Let's continue. First up, we have Metal Man. This is a really cool level. I like this one a lot. It has really good music, and the mechanic on this one, as you can see, is a new thing. We have these little treadmills that we have to kind of run against. They affect how you move. There's stage traps, these little spikes coming down, which are not instant kill, but they will damage you. But yeah, this level is really fun, and the ability you get from defeating Metal Man is very useful for clearing out the rest of the game. So got these little drills coming up and down, some new enemy types coming in. And again, see how they incorporate the treadmills throughout the whole level? There's a little extra life up there you can get if you use one of your items. But I'm going to skip it for now. Yeah, I'm just trying to run it through. And I got these little guys who come down on these gears. They look funny. I'm not sure what they are, but they look pretty funny. Again, they come up with some really cool, like, just enemy creations in this game. And you got that little wiggler guy there. He looks funny too. Just reminds me of a tin can. And the whole game, the whole level, as you can see, is designed around gears and machinery and whatnot. Hence, you know, Metal Man. And here we are, we're about to fight Metal Man himself. I'm going to switch over to my quick boomerangs, because they are super effective against Metal Man. And you see, we even in the level, even in the boss fight, we have to fight on the treadmill itself. But as you can see, the quick boomerangs make short work of Metal Man. Now, we get equipped with metal blades. So a cool thing that this game has is the ability to put in passwords, which you can see right there. So if you need to continue, you have a way of continuing. So next up, we have Bubble Man. I always thought he was pretty easy to beat, especially now that we have the metal blades. These are a really strong weapon to use. Just going through the level, as you see, it makes short work of the enemies. It's a lot better than the M-Buster. And it becomes very useful throughout the remainder of the game. In fact, I think Metal Man was always the guy I would beat first back when I used to play it. But I just didn't this time, so I was trying to do it in order. So this level's pretty cool. It's actually underwater, which is another new mechanic, because you have an elevated jumping ability, and you kind of slow fall a little bit. So you can actually jump high enough to hit those spikes on the ceiling. So you have to be careful with how high you actually jump, which adds another layer of complexity to the level itself. So again, see, I'm being very careful not to jump and hit those spikes, and you just gotta dodge them. And as you can see, all the enemies in this level are kind of like water themed. You got fish, you got crabs, you got shrimp, frogs. Really cool overall. I like the way this level looks. Water jets spraying out water, and then you jump out of the water and you're back up, and you get a giant waterfall in the background. Looks really cool. Crabs falling from the sky, and nobody wants crabs, you know. Gotta be careful. And there we are. We're already at Bubble Man. That was really quick. That was a very short stage. And he's gonna shoot bubbles at us. And again, we are fighting underwater, so you can jump up and hit those spikes. But again, the metal blades make very short work of Bubble Man. And what will Bubble Man give us? Get equipped with Bubble Lead. I don't know if that's lead or lead. I think it's lead. Next up, we have Heat Man. 2 Robot Masters remaining. So this level has a particularly challenging section, which I'm actually just going to skip through. It's going to be very cheesy, but it works. So this level is very heavy on the platforming. If you fall into the lava, you're pretty much going to die. Or if you fall off, you're obviously going to die. So these little jack-in-the-box guys, or slinky guys, I don't know what you want to call them. You can actually kill them with the bubble lead. So here's another new mechanic. We have disappearing platforms. So what you need to do is memorize the pattern, and then, you know, time your jumps to land on the platforms as they appear. And that keeps going pretty much through the remainder of this level. But if you have certain abilities, you can kind of skip them. So right there, I used the crash bomb, getting through without having to do the platforming portion of it. And we get over here. So this is where there's a very complex pattern. Not really complex, but it's very long, and you actually have to memorize it. But I just used the item number 2 to skip over that whole part. But if you actually do it without using the item number 2, it's pretty challenging. And now we're here, we're already at Heat Man. So I'm going to switch over to the Bubble Lead. And this makes pretty short work of him. He does create a shield around himself, so you can only hit him once and then you gotta wait. But as you can see, it took about 3 or 4 hits with the Bubble Lead. What do we get? Get equipped with atomic fire. Oh! Message from Dr. Light. Item 1 completed. Get your weapons ready. Get equipped with Item 1. Alright. And there you can take a look at the password. So now we're moving on to the final robot master, and it's going to be Woodman. It's kind of a funny name, Woodman. Wouldn't really want to have that name. So for this level, I'm going to use, again, the metal blades, because they are very effective on most of the enemies in this level. And again, you see we have some new enemy types. We got these giant bat balls, and there's the rabbits, and there's this guy that spits fire, cat monster, or cat robot. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be. Maybe it's not a cat. Actually, it looks more like a dog. Yeah. But again, this level is very nature-themed. So a cool thing that you can do with the metal blades, you can shoot them diagonally. Which, you know, gives you more range to actually hit things. And because of their size, they have a larger hitbox, so they can hit things a lot easier and take out multiple enemies, like with these little birds that pop out. See, it takes them out pretty quick. You get these ape robots jumping up to get me. Let's keep moving on. The rabbits, they shoot little carrots at you. So again, the diagonal shooting comes in handy right here. And also right here. I like the background in this level, it's pretty cool. So this is the only spot where the metal blades don't actually work on these robot chickens. And just switch back to the M-Buster and just kind of dodge them. And there you go, I'm already at Woodman. So I'm going to switch over to the Heatman's weapon. Which you can actually charge up, and if you hit him with a full charge, you can kill Woodman with one shot. But I don't actually do it here because I forgot about that. But I'm just dodging his leaf shield as best I can, and just shooting him, and he still goes down pretty quick. And that's that. That's Woodman. That was the last robot master. And what does he give us? Get equipped with leaf shield. Take a quick look at the password. And here we go. We're going to move on to the final section, which is Dr. Wiley's Castle. It requires you to go through several stages, each of varying difficulty. So, an interesting thing about this is now that each time you defeat a stage, you don't actually get your special weapons refilled. So, you kind of have to keep refilling them as you go through the level every time you find a refill power-up. And they also require that you use your sub-weapons, your item 1, 2, and 3, to get through some of the sections of the level as well. As you can see, I'm doing right here. In order to scale it, I had to use my item 3. Could have also used item 1, but item 3 works well enough. And I'm going to need my item 1 later on. So you see, I got to make sure I keep refilling my items because I'm not going to have... They're not going to automatically refill later on. And again, keep moving through. Refilling. And see, it just keeps switching back and forth. And again, I like the metal blades because they are very effective against most of the enemies you're going to encounter. So here's a nice little platforming section that requires you to use one of your items. And as you can see, it's going to take me a few tries to get this right. So I'm just trying to remember how exactly I did this. And I was like, oh yeah, oh, you can actually put more than one out at a time with the item 1. So you can put up to 3. But you gotta kind of stagger them in the right amount of spacing so that you can make the jump to the ladder on the far end. And, oh, almost had it. Dodge that little guy. Get back up there. And there we go. You got it. These guys are just gonna ignore them. They're just like, hey, what's going on? Are you coming back, buddy? No, thanks. And then switch to my quick boomerang because I am gonna fight the boss of the stage very soon. Which is... a giant dragon. And you just kind of got to keep platforming here until you get to this spot. So now you have to fight him on this platform, which you can get knocked off of. But the quick boomerang makes short work of him. And it's very useful. So that covers the first section of Dr. Wiley's Castle. Dun, dun. There are 4 more sections. But I'm going to continue that in part 3 of my Mega Man 2 Let's Play. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, leave a like, and some comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks!